Welcome to the Soul Tide podcast. I'm Brecken.
And I'm Brittany. This is your space where we keep it raw, real, and 100% authentic.
Let's get Soul Tide, sis.
Hello, you guys, and welcome back to Soul Tide. We have a very special guest today. She is one of our favorite people and just like an angel that walks the earth.
Yes, this is true.
This is Molly. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Molly Nelson, mother of two fantastic boys. I have a Arizona Wellness Clinic where I'm just passionate about helping souls heal.
Yeah. You do just that. You really do. It's so crazy, like the parallel or whatever, like how we all met.
Yeah.
And like you are good friends with my cousin, but I didn't know that at the time. I found you randomly, and then you did breath work with her. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like the connection.
Like how it was all meant to be.
Oh yeah. All meant to be.
Because I think you and I connected on social media through Susie Holman.
Yes. Like I had found,
really?
I had found another ketamine clinic and I just didn't feel called to it. I really wanted to do ketamine. I was really intrigued by it. But the clinic that I had found just didn't like energetically feel good. Mm-hmm. And then Susie posted about you and she was one of my clients at the med spa. And I saw your picture and was like, that's her. That's the one. And so I reached out via, from Susie.
Yeah, the story I love though is when you came into the office, you're like, so I had my energy worker look at your picture and she said yes. And I was like, this is my people.
I really did. I sent her a picture. I'm like, what do you think of this one? She goes, yes. I was like, that's what I thought.
I love that.
I love that she took my energy first.
I know.
She's like, wait.
Yeah. Oh, no, not the reviews. I had to tap into her energy first.
Yeah. But honestly, that's what we should be doing.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just felt like you were like my soul sister,
I agree.
Oh, I love that. I feel the same way. Even like when I met you, I was like, oh my gosh, you are incredible.
Yeah.
So thanks for just being you.
Seriously.
Truly.
Seriously.
I'm like so honored to be here. Just
We're excited.
We're so happy to have you.
Speaking of your wellness clinic, do you want to like dive into what you do there, how that came to be, why you're so passionate about it, all of that?
Yeah, so I started my hormone journey young when I was struggling to get pregnant and I had a miscarriage. And I remember just being like devastated. Why is this so hard? Like I didn't know it would be so hard to get pregnant. And I was like, it was really emotionally hard because I was like, everybody else can just have babies and like, what's the matter with me? And so I dove headfirst into like studying nutrition and hormones. And so I was diagnosed with PCOS and insulin resistance. So that's what started my passion around hormones.
Okay.
So in 2018, I opened Arizona Wellness Center just because I needed so much help figuring it out. So I wanted to be the solution for other women and men.
I love that. Yeah.
And then I saw like, even if we could get their hormones dialed in, their nutrition dialed in, if they hadn't dealt with like their childhood trauma, they still had depression, anxiety, and like truly were still suffering. So I was like, there has to be a solution for that too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is crazy. So cue ketamine. How did you stumble upon that?
So ketamine came into my life. I had been like through a really big betrayal and I was really spinning really bad, like super rumination. I couldn't get my brain to stop, super PTSD. And I had heard about ketamine. And so I went and I tried it. And I'm like the biggest skeptic. I don't think anything works. I always will try everything first. And I went and did it at another clinic and they're like, just watch your thoughts like the next 24, 48 hours. And then sure enough, right at 24 hours, like it was like my whole perspective shift. It's not like ketamine came in and changed my life, but it changed my perspective, which changed my life. And it was just like the knowing of this is all happening for me. This is just aligning me to my greatest purpose. And I was like, oh, I'm supposed to bring ketamine into the clinic. And so
Okay.
it helped me heal so much.
Yeah. No, it's helped me heal so much too. That was like the start of my journey, my healing journey last year. It started with ketamine and then obviously has transitioned into all these other different things, but it greatly shifted my thoughts, my perspective. And it's crazy because when you're in the process of doing it, you're not really talking. I mean, I talk to I'm like, Molly, are you there? Every time I reach out for her hand, I'm like, Molly. And she grabs me every time and just stays with me and grounds me. But so in the process, I was like, okay, this is interesting. How is this going to work? But I did notice the same thing. Like my thoughts were different. My patterns, all these different things, it showed up in my real life. And then I was able to apply those things in my real life. And just the overall feeling of calm.
Yeah.
It was crazy, the shift. The anxiousness, the worry, the anxiety slowly started to just titrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And usually people right after their first one will have some sort of relief. Oh, peace or hope. Yeah.
And just resting and calm.
Yes.
Just to be able to sit there and not think, but think. You're just in your mind. So cool.
We had one patient, he had done therapy, he had done so many things. And he's like, I did ketamine and the ketamine just came in and just fixed it. And I didn't even have to talk through this whole process. He's like, this is so much more efficient.
Oh, yeah.
The knowing.
Go for it. I'm wait, I am curious about how it works in your brain and what it does to change those neural pathways or shift the thoughts on a health and physical level, because it is very spiritual and you're tapping into your intuition and your past lives and experiences, but what is it doing on a physical level?
Yeah. So ketamine creates a surge of glutamate. And I like to explain it in real simple terminology. If let's say you were going to go sledding on a snowy hill and you take the sled and you go down the hill and then all you can see is that one path. So you keep taking the sled down that hill. Eventually the snow is melting, you're hitting the ground, but you don't see any other option. Even though there's all this snow, there's so many other places to go, but you just keep going. You're like, wow, this is not
Well, it's Groundhog Day. This
might
is
as well.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ketamine comes in fresh snowstorm. It creates so much snow. And then you're like, wait, I'm up here. There's so many other trails I could take. So it shifts your pattern and gives you more options of things to choose. So before you do the ketamine, you're just stuck in that loop. And that's the loop that we have every day when we get stuck on these tracks of negativity or whatever is your trigger. And then the ketamine's wait, I don't even have to look at it that way anymore. There's a whole nother pattern, or I could have a different belief.
Wow. I love that.
It's cool too, because it really is so subtle, but massively impacts your real life.
Yeah, and as you do it in a package of 6, that glutamate builds, and so it builds upon each other.
Yes.
And so, yeah, how you say it.
Yeah. What's the science behind it? Because I listened to a podcast that kind of dove deep into ketamine, because obviously I was skeptical.
Yes.
I'm like, what is this? But I was willing to try anything because where I was in my life.
Right.
And I listened to an hour, 2-hour long podcast where it talked about the science behind it. And it was cool to match actual scientific studies and real life progress in people.
Yeah, it's that glutamate that I mentioned that creates rewiring.
Yeah.
Which is helping the emotional patterns. Helping that intellectual emotional patterns.
Which is so cool.
Yeah. That's amazing. I still haven't tried ketamine, and I am 100% going to. I'm so excited to. Who is a good candidate for ketamine therapy and who might not be?
Yeah. So anybody struggling with depression, anxiety, PTSD, sometimes people are like, well, I don't have really any of that. I don't have any trauma. And so
Famous last words.
Yeah, I know.
We all do.
We all do.
So then I use different languaging, do you have overwhelm? Are you stressed?
Okay.
Things like that. So even those kind of situations, I would say the only people that are not candidate if you have been diagnosed with schizophrenia,
Okay.
uncontrolled high blood pressure, inactive addiction.
Okay. Does it rate? It raises your blood pressure, right? Because you take vitals, which was really cool too. When I went, it's so official. Vitals and all the. It's not like you're just throwing me into the deep and injecting me with something. It's it's very thought out.
Yeah, very safe.
Very safe. It's amazing.
And you're there the whole time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we do a medical screening with our nurse practitioner, and she's amazing. So we screen everybody, make sure they have intention, they're a fit. And then when somebody comes in for their ketamine session, we sit down and we do the vitals, make everything safe. We talk about the intention of the experience. And then a guide is in there the whole time, just for support. Like, you have to feel safe to be able to heal.
Yeah.
And so, at least for me, having somebody there really creates so much safety.
Well, and it grounds you, because I've talked to other people who have done ketamine elsewhere, and I was telling them my experience and how you were there with me, and like I'll reach out my hand, and it's very grounding. And they're like, "Oh no, I just got like injected," and they left. I'm like, "Huh? That's so scary."
I would be terrified.
Terrified. So I love that you guys are very like you think through all of the details.
Yeah.
And it's very helpful and it's very safe.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And even your space that you've created, like you've got the minky blankets and it's soft and you're like, have a mask and it's like so just warmth and inviting. It's not like a cold medical center. It's a very like grounded and inspired place that you've built.
Thank you. Yeah, we want the safety of a medical practice, but then you bring in all that coziness,
Yes.
tension with it.
But that's a reflection of who you are. Like you made that space so beautiful because that's who you are.
Thank you.
You know?
And I just think, like, what would I want in my healing experience? How would I want to feel safe?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, this is an interesting one because I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions with ketamine, and you hear it, people who do it recreationally. And I know you've kind of talked about this, but what is the difference between ketamine used recreationally versus ketamine used therapeutically?
Yeah, so typically when people are using drugs recreationally, it's like they don't have the intention of healing. So it might be a party atmosphere, it might be a numbing, it might be an escape.
Yeah.
So that's why we do the medical screening. We are not doing it with that intention. So when like me personally, when I do ketamine, like I prepare for it because it's emotional work,
Oh, it is.
you know? So it's so safe. It's a completely different environment than somebody doing drugs off the street.
Yeah. You hear about people like, I went to K-hole, I just did it on in my house. I'm like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, we've never.
Yeah, no, not even close. I've never felt like I spiral.
Right. Or like, you know, you hear about stories of somebody doing ketamine and being in a hot tub. It's a sedative. Like, you're going to drown.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
So it
That's
gets a
scary.
bad rap.
Yeah.
Doing it in a safe setting.
Right.
Totally.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's wild.
Do you say it feels like? How could you describe when you're in that medicine?
Yeah. So it's hard to explain, just like childbirth. You can never really
Yeah.
understand.
No, it's so true.
But I would say the consensus is you feel like floaty. A lot of people feel like they're in space or they're floating in water. So it's so peaceful. It is a disassociative, so it does pull you out, which is a different feeling. You kind of feel like you're floating above. And then when the experience ends, you go back into your body. Is that how?
Absolutely. With a little bit of like feeling like I'm in a kaleidoscope, but it's cool. Just like floating.
Yeah.
Like I can hang.
Oftentimes
great.
people are like, they say similar things like, oh my gosh, it's like this vast universe and we're just this little human.
Totally.
Why do I even worry about things?
I never thought about it like that. And that is very accurate because it is, you're just moving like so fast through this like big field of your brain. I don't know. And it's just, it really does feel like that. It's like, I've actually had many experiences in ketamine where the thought always comes to me like, none of it matters.
Totally.
And so the way you said that totally landed because I'm like, that's exactly how it feels.
And people say that in so many different versions. But that's the gist of it.
Yeah. Wow. Do you find that people are often scared before their first session? And how do you talk to them and calm them down when they are?
Yeah, I feel like typically most people are control freaks, like myself.
Same?
And so, like, I was sobbing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, just freaking out, not knowing what it would feel like or be like. And I mean, I feel like I'm not the best patient because, like, I didn't do any of the things, like the surrender. Like, I got the ketamine injection and then I went straight into problem solving. I was like, if I do algebra, I can figure out what ketamine is. I don't even know algebra.
No,
But
totally.
that's my mind.
Yeah. So you're like,
then the
I've got to
next time
solve
I
it.
was like, oh, okay. Now we can just relax. So I think fear of this, the unknown. People are worried, like, what if I do something or say something? people, 98% of people just lay there.
Yeah. And that's a valid fear because I think, to your point, a lot of us want to control the narrative and you do have to completely surrender. Yeah. And I have done both in ketamine sessions where I'm trying to find the answers. And then when I just kind of like release, that is usually my most beautiful experiences.
Absolutely.
Isn't that just life?
Yep.
When we're like grasping so tight, and then once you surrender, you're like, oh, okay, I see it now.
Yeah, like when you're controlling, you're like literally constricting. And the universe is just like float.
Yeah.
Just float.
Yeah.
Just flow. It always works out. It really
Truly.
does.
We're like, no, we know better.
No, I know better, okay? I
literally.
can solve it better than you can.
Oh,
Therein lies half my problems.
Right? And even if we think that we do know better or any of that, like it is always working out for our best good, even if it's a like quote unquote bad situation or anything like that.
It's
So
always realigning for our greatest good.
Yeah.
surrendering.
Surrender.
Such a practice.
It's so true.
I know you talked about how you do multiple sessions. Isn't it 6?
Yeah,
Like
we
the
do.
standard. Okay. So what changes do you commonly see after several sessions mentally, emotionally, and relationally?
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's so different for everybody. I've heard people say like, I didn't realize I had anxiety until I did ketamine and it was gone. Or then just this completely different perspectives change, like, and their life is aligning good. I've had women say like, I just realized I'm so mean to my husband. Like he's so good to me. So like the whole perspective shift.
Totally.
I've had men say like, oh, I mean, they say it in their language, like me and my wife have more sex. And I'm like,
Yeah, you're like, okay, so you're connected.
yeah.
Connection.
Connected. Perfect.
You're connecting with her. Yeah.
Oh, I love that, but it's
That's
so true. Their
amazing.
languaging versus ours.
That's like good marketing. Like if you want to have more sex,
Yeah, no kidding.
Come to
Men, this
ketamine.
is for you.
yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so you talked about stacking it with 6, and I know you said you build more glutamate, but what is the intention behind 6 versus like coming in and doing 1?
Yeah, so the studies just show 6 that buildup of glutamate is ideal.
Okay.
Some people can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I have seen people have amazing results in 3, but we just want to give people the best outcome if it works
Absolutely.
for them. And then it's just different how like people need touch-ups. So like for me,
Yeah.
I probably do it quarterly, just when I feel like I'm ramped up. And I don't want to be spinning out of control.
Totally.
But everybody is so different. It depends on how severe the depression is or anxiety.
That would make sense. So case by case kind of thing, but it is recommended to do 6 sessions. And what was it spaced out? I remember you told me, but
Once or twice a week.
Okay.
Twice a week would be great.
Yeah.
But people can't do that because of schedules. We'll just,
totally.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Wow. What type of integration is there like homework going home? Is it kind of like a self reflection afterward? Like do you encourage like journaling or anything like that? Like what's the aftercare of ketamine?
That's a great question. So after the session, we have an hour scheduled out to be able to talk about the ketamine session, what's coming up, how does this apply to their life. We journal everything so that they have that as well. I always recommend like either working with a coach or like talking to somebody, journaling, creating time for meditation. And then I just saw there was more need for integration. And so that's where we started doing like the women's night once a month. And then we started the Rewire experience, the women's retreat.
Which you should tell us about that.
Yeah,
because
you
it's
just had
amazing.
one. Oh my gosh.
It's literally my favorite thing. It's the best to combine ketamine. Like you have 2 sessions of ketamine, 2 days in a row with the medicine of women.
So cool.
I mean, women just like being with other women, just being held and being seen and being validated. Like we're more similar than not.
Oh yeah. It is a very powerful thing to be supported by a bunch of women like diving deep into healing.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And like no one quite gets you like a woman.
Yeah.
You can have your husband or your dad or whoever, but it's those women see you and they've gone through the same experiences, childbirth, all the things. And it's just like being seen like never before, truly.
Yeah, and it's so amazing just to witness the magic of it because they come in Thursday, all strangers. They fly in or some local, and you can tell like they're just carrying this heavy backpack of all their stuff.
Sure.
You know, but by the end of it, it's like they're talking about things from like high school or their childhood, and they're able to take it out of the backpack and leave it there. They're like so much lighter. And ketamine is an individual experience, but we're doing it in group setting. And so when everybody comes out, they're talking about their experience, and they just feel so valid that this is a lot of women's experience. And afterwards, you're so open to connection.
Yeah.
And so it's like you have these new best friends.
Totally. I'm like, if we can operate in life every day like that, just fully connected, like open with our heart. I mean, amazing. That'd be amazing. That's the goal. That's the goal.
And we do it, right, with our faith people.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love that you can see that contrast between like coming in as strangers and leaving as these like just deep soul connections. It's pretty amazing.
And I'm always learning from the women. Like every retreat, I learn so much. This last one, I'm in a mastermind. And when it was my turn in the hot seat, they were talking about play. And I started bawling because I'm like, I'm not very good at it.
Same girl.
And then I get so determined, well, like, I'm going to be good at this. I'm going to figure this out.
I'm going to will my way to it.
Yeah. I'm going to control this narrative and solve it. Just kidding.
So you're straight to Amazon.
Yeah. You do have a sufficient amount of costumes at your house, and I'm sad that I never played with you and dressed up in those costumes because
I still have them.
for real, we all can use play.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's so fun.
So fun.
Like I ordered karaoke and painting and
I love that.
And so after the day 2 of ketamine, we did a day of play, and it was so amazing to see how much you can heal in play. Like not everything has to be so hard.
No. And you're healing that inner child, and most of the time, we all have wins there. Like I shut off the play component like when my dad died. You know what I mean? And so I'm learning how to incorporate that more in my life. And I'm seeing how I get disconnected from my own kids because I get uncomfortable watching them play. So doing ketamine and doing all of these different modes of healing that I've dived into this year has been really cool and really eye-opening for me to appreciate my kids playing and join in with them.
Which is so cool to watch kids that play because they feel safe.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
We had a whole weekend
Yeah.
of healing, and I came home last night and I literally just watched my daughter play, like doing nothing. She's just sitting there and she's laughing at bubbles blowing, and I was crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's so beautiful to lean in and like jump into their world because they have so much to teach us.
Yeah.
So much.
But how cool, like, you're doing your healing work
Yeah.
so that she can have a different life experience.
That is the goal.
Yeah.
That is the goal.
Yeah.
And it was like interesting. I feel like that the weekend of healing, like we were like playing a lot of it.
We literally were
Truly.
running down the hall, sliding
Like
in
sliding
our
in our socks and talking about how like we used to do this when we were kids.
Yeah.
And like you taking that experience from our weekend and then like going back and to your girls is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like integration.
That is the integration.
Yeah.
I've learned with any form of like deep soul healing or whatever you're doing is applying what you're learning in that setting and then translating it over into your real life.
It's so important.
It's so important.
Because if you don't do the integration, it's just a cool experience.
For sure.
It doesn't change your life.
For sure.
It's
And we
true.
want to change lives.
Yeah.
That we do.
Do you feel like you've had like ketamine sessions where the integration took a lot longer, or like you were more hesitant to integrate it, or more distracted? Like, is every session different because you're unveiling new things?
Every session is so different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes, like, it might take a little bit longer to be like, oh, that's what that meant.
Yeah.
You know, I recently had a client that's like, it was just heavy. And I was like, is there anywhere in your life that is heavy? Every day. Like,
Yeah.
so then integrating, like, how do you bring that lightness in? You know, that probably will take time.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, because again, it's habitual. We're going down the same path. And so I also can see why multiple sessions would support you because it's just like a constant reminder
Yeah.
versus like doing it once and being like, okay, that was cool, but back to control, back to heavy, you know?
Yeah. There
So
was
cool.
one that was just so powerful for me, like me being the control freak, you know. And you know how you do the one injection and then there's the next one.
Oh yes. I like it, like you dread it kind of, but then you just go back in and you're like, okay, cool.
So yeah, the first injection, and I was like, Molly, just in self-talk, just be brave, just be brave, just be brave. And I feel like Source came in, he's like, you've been doing brave your whole life. Why don't you just be gentle?
I love that. I love
So,
that.
like, that's one I keep integrating over and over.
I
gentle.
love that.
I love that. And honestly, your clinic being successful, and I've already said this is so a reflection of you, but like I feel like as someone facilitating it, is that how you would say it? Like you have to be in tune with the people that you're giving it to ask the right questions. Because I think when we're in that state and we're coming out of it, we're a little bit foggy. And so you do such a great job at asking the questions to make people think and go deeper.
Thank you. And sometimes people don't know the answer.
Yeah.
And then getting curious, like, how do you ask it different so it relates, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes it just takes time.
Yeah, for sure. What has running a ketamine clinic taught you about people and about healing?
Oh, wow. That's a good
Or just maybe your entire clinic, because obviously it has a lot of different things.
I think what it has really taught me is everybody's carrying a really hard story, and you just wouldn't know that. And it's just taught me so much compassion, like just so much love for just everyone, because there's so much stuff like trauma and pain underneath
Yeah.
that we're really good at hiding.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think we bury it so deep, or my experience has been like, I think I healed from the thing. And then I go into stuff like this and I'm like, oh, that was one layer. There's like 25 more.
So
You just have to
many
keep.
layers.
Yeah. And then it's like spiral healing, like that one, like for instance, your dad probably comes up so many different times in your life, right?
Still.
Yeah. So it's not like one and done.
Yeah.
And as we heal and we go up, it's like we'll touch on it and might move through quicker.
I have found that. I feel like with each layer, I'm able to go deeper. I'm able to look at it from like a not emotional, if that makes sense, and really look at scenarios for what they are. And it's helped me heal faster because I'm not like naive or pretending or keeping the same story I've always kept. So it is so beneficial to keep going back to those places, even though it feels hard sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
Yeah.
How do you take care of yourself?
I knew you were going to ask that.
How do you take care of yourself while holding space for others healing?
I love this. Because you have to do the same thing. Yeah. You have to do the same thing.
Yeah, I get to do the same thing.
I am very, very disciplined with my self-care. And I definitely have friends that hold space for me, but I really believe in like breath work and meditation. And I'm a verbal processor. So like having good girlfriends to talk through things, but it's something I'm very intentional with.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like you have to keep yourself in a good space to support other people.
Yeah.
I mean, we mirror each other. Obviously, you don't have to, but it's supportive.
Yeah, and we're all human. We all have rough days.
Yeah.
But like I'll go to take a few breaths, get calm before I go in there. I always make sure like my energy so I'm in the right space.
Totally.
Which is
and going home to your family after, like that's probably the biggest thing. It's like you have to learn how to clear any energy, cut any cords before you walk into your home, because you're bringing that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
For sure.
I was thinking that. I'm like, because we've talked about like being highly sensitive people. So do you feel like you ever take on people's stuff, and how do you work through that? Is through meditation, or
Yeah.
because that would be hard.
Yeah. In the beginning years, I didn't know the difference between somebody else's energy and my energy. So I'm like, why am I anxious all the time?
Yeah.
yeah.
So I usually can feel it now, for sure. And I've learned new tools too. Because an emotion will pass in 90 seconds. This was new information to me.
I actually didn't know that.
If you witness it and honor it and you are there for that emotion, 90 seconds you can move through it. So my new tool is like when I feel anger. Anger is one that's been suppressed most of my life. So when it is uncomfortable when it comes up and I want to ignore it, I put on rage music, and then I
Yes. What's your rage music?
Yeah, what is it?
playlist.
Is it like Screamo? It's Screamo. That's what I thought.
With you, like, and then I get a frying pan.
Yes.
And I like slam the frying pan on the bed. And I
Yes.
over
I love
and
that.
over. And then it doesn't take 90 seconds. Like after 30 seconds, I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
That's really cool to implement that so that you can move through it and not suppress it, because we all have done that in our life. I mean, I'm like 30 years deep of suppressing anger and I'm working on it, you know?
Can you imagine if you taught your kids that?
Oh, I was just going to say, I went to a training and one of the things was screaming in the pillow.
Oh, yeah.
And so my kids, when they're mad, they will literally say, I'm going to scream in a pillow. And my 4-year-old will go and scream because she will get it out.
I love that though, because
Yeah.
you're encouraging them in a safe space to get it out, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just supporting them down the road.
Yeah, and I feel like anger leads to a lot of shame, and that's something I worked through a lot in this past weekend is like shame and anger, and how I never was allowed this space to feel any of it. And so I was like, oh my gosh, maybe my kids won't have to, like, they can feel it all and move through it in 90 seconds, you know?
It's amazing.
Because anger is not bad.
No.
Anger is not bad. Yep.
None of them are
Exactly. Yeah.
So any emotion you feel, sadness, whatever, you sit in that and you allow yourself to work through that
bad. Yeah. So like
in the moment when you
how
feel it.
often when we feel sad, do we just go cry?
Not often.
Yeah.
Well, lately.
Always.
I was going to say lately now, I feel like I'm cracked a little more wide open so the
Yes.
tears flow, but for a long time, no.
No. We numb.
It was just like, it was like numb or just like dry your eyes or whatever. Like, I'm not crying. It's allergies. You know?
Yeah.
I'll push the sadness.
Yeah, just not acknowledging.
Yeah, same.
Yes. It's crazy.
Yep.
Then I explode.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm screaming at people for like no fault of their own, nothing to do with the situation, but it's just that buildup. And it's definitely worse.
When you scream, how old are you?
Oh, little kid.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't understand the question. Wait, what? Ask me again.
When I start screaming, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's my teenager. She's so
Interesting. Yeah, no, I feel like mine's my little kid. It all stems back to like that 8-year-old little girl
Yeah.
who's like just very confused and angry. So yeah, I think it goes back to a little kid because I stopped, I feel like, using my voice as a teenager.
Yeah.
That was something I suppressed.
And then it's easier to have compassion when you can like picture when it was.
Yeah, if I picture like an 8-year-old
Yeah.
like, you know, crying or screaming, definitely doesn't hit like a 33-year-old screaming. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
empathy.
Yeah.
She's a baby.
And compassion.
She's figuring it out. Yeah.
I used to like have shame when that's part of me would come out. And then when I realized it's just like that pissed off teenager, I was like, oh, she threw toilet paper. Let it out, girl. Let it
Just
out.
like laugh about it. You're like, get it out.
At least it didn't break anything.
No kidding, right? Toilet paper, that's fine.
Yeah.
How do you believe ketamine therapy ties into soul connection and the human experience?
Well, I do think as we heal, we become more connected to ourselves and then we're more connected with each other. Like we would not be having this conversation
Yeah,
if we weren't doing the work. And then who knows what the ripple effect of our healing is.
totally.
So I heard once that a suicide has a ripple effect of touching 175 lives.
Wow.
So can you imagine what healing, the ripple
Yeah.
effect of that?
Yeah,
Like all your children, your family, your siblings.
it's generational. It's pretty cool.
That is really cool. What would you say to someone listening who feels hopeless or disconnected and is wondering if ketamine could help?
Yeah, I would say there's always hope. And if you have like any curiosity, just pick up the phone and call. I think sometimes when things come into our awareness, like if somebody hears this, they're like, huh, that's interesting. That's like your intuition, like
It's a
pinging.
pink. Yep.
Yeah,
Totally.
and then maybe you'll see it on social media somewhere. Somebody's going to bring it up. It's going to keep pinging you. And so if you feel it, just act on it. That's just getting to know your intuition and trusting yourself. And there's always hope. There's always solutions.
Yeah, I love that so much.
How did you have the courage to try something new?
That's a great
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Like, how do I work this?
Great.
I think because, I mean, it has taken me years to build my intuition. And so even when something is scary, I will do it. Like even going on a podcast, if my intuition's like, go girl. We're
Go, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hire myself as like, we're doing it. So I lost my train of thought.
Just listening to your
Listening,
intuition and your higher self.
Yeah.
Even if it scares you.
Oh, yeah. And most of the time it scares you. And then
Yeah.
you know, like, okay, I need to do that.
I feel
That's
like-
your gut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I was gonna say, I feel like as I've done more work, I don't like saying that because I'm like, oh,
No,
well, but
you're
as
doing
I've
the
done
work.
more work, I realize that a lot of stuff that scares me, there's like a resistance component, and sometimes I need to push through the resistance to find the magic on the other side.
Oh, for sure.
You know, because I don't think resistance is a bad thing. We talk about this a lot. Like we get a lot of resistance when it comes to filming our podcast. And I think it's because we're supposed to do it, you know, and sometimes you have to push past the uncomfortable and the hard to get to the breakthrough on the other side.
Absolutely. I think it's so important to know your yeses and your nos. And once you know that, then you can know, oh, this is just resistance.
Yeah.
This is a yes. It feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But we can do hard things.
Yeah.
Totally.
And you have to do that by practicing.
Yeah.
Like following those pings and following the path. And if it's no, you'll know once you're down the path, and then you just pivot and it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's practice.
I feel like we just laugh now when resistance comes. We're like,
Right.
oh, look at that resistance. And it's funny because it just doesn't. And then we're like, okay, cool. Moving on, moving forward.
Totally.
Yeah. Nice try, buddy. Is there a moment or client story that sticks with you and reminds you why you do this work? Like, is there one specific moment or, I don't know, a couple where you're like, this is why I'm here?
Yeah. I had the sweetest lady come in. She was a sweet older lady. Her son, I think he had passed away 17 years ago. She's been like struggling with this for 17 years of loss. And it was an accidental, like, fentanyl overdose.
Terrible.
Just so much grief. You know, and she had done the best she could with all of her healing.
Sure.
And on her first session of ketamine, she saw him with angels, like playing in like the hills and the grass. And she said he was so happy and he was the healthiest he's ever been. She's like, I've been here so sick about it and worried about him. And he's healthy and he's happy and he's with the angels. And the peace that brought her. Just,
That's beautiful.
That's truly life-changing, you know? And being able to see people come out the other side with like that would be worth it every single day to me.
That's why it's just like such a gift to be able to do it. It's like hear amazing stories every day.
You truly get to like change people's lives, you know?
I mean, they're doing it.
They're doing it, but you're such a good like
space holder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
So awesome.
That's amazing.
So when people come in, I love to meet them where they're at. So like if they're depressed and they're anxious, like, yeah, let's go for the ketamine. Also, as we're doing that and creating safety and trust, I always like to suggest, why don't we look at the blood work? Because oftentimes when we've been through traumatic situations or we've been depressed or anxious, it can burn through our hormones. And so it's like, why not look at that? Because if we can get those operating well, you can have like health both ways, you know, through the ketamine and your hormones.
Yeah. That's amazing. That like ties right into like your physical and mental health.
Yeah.
Just lining up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool that you offer both at your clinic because I had never really seen that before. Like, it's like you just go, what I've seen and experienced with like ketamine clinics is it's just that. But you have so many other different avenues to like support people and help them on top of it, which I think is, you need it all.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure. And a lot of people don't know until they do the blood work that they have an autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
It's like, well, let's calm the inflammation and help with that too. It's like we're trying to work on helping the whole person, not just a piece.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I love that.
Holistic wellness.
Is there any more of like your story you want to share? Or, I mean, you kind of told us about it.
I just think I would like to remind people, like, they're very easy to love and they're worthy of being loved. And sometimes we can be the worst bullies to ourselves and think we're not good enough or we should look this way. And I just want everybody to know that there is hope. They are lovable. There is solutions. And we can be a little gentler to ourselves.
100%. When we're gentler to ourselves, we can be more gentle to other people.
Yes.
You know, it's a mirror. I learned that a lot this weekend too. I'm like, they're not showing up authentic. And then I'm laughing. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. I'm not. Like, it is a mirror. And when I can show up in a certain way, it allows other people to show up in a certain way. It's like so tangled together
and
or
we show up
entangled.
authentically. It's permission for them to do the same thing.
Yeah.
With their frying pan or their costumes.
They're screamo. They're all the things, you know?
Yeah.
I love that so much. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
We love you so much. And we've been obviously trying to get you on here for a while. And I'm so grateful that you kept reaching out to us because clearly we were just...
It's that resistance. Not that we didn't want you. It's just because someone needed to hear this.
Someone needed to hear it.
We need to hear it. Yeah. Totally.
Makes me want to go just do a couple other rounds. Yeah. We should go do one together.
We should.
It honestly is cool.
I would love to do that.
I want to do the Rewire experience.
Yeah.
Because I feel like experiencing like women's groups in a different setting I would love to experience in ketamine and connecting with other women who feel similarly, but also like the component of playing with it. And it's a whole entire experience. It's beautiful.
It's the best.
What started that?
Me just want to be like efficient with my healing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started probably in my early 40s, and it was like a decade of retreats and modalities and all these things. And I'm like, wait, if I had a retreat that worked with a substance and did integration and was connection and like powerful, like I was like, I wish I would have had this when I was going through my healing.
For real.
I'm like, how do I do this for women?
Yeah.
Like I want everybody to be able to get there as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah.
Were you going to say when's your next one?
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
Weird.
When is your next one?
We're going to do one in spring.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we have like a form to fill out for a discovery call. So we start with the discovery call, and then we do the medical screening.
Yeah.
And then if it's a fit on both sides, and we let you register.
I love that. And
Awesome.
how many days is it? Like, what does it entail?
Yeah, so
we'll
it-
tag your practice too, because I think people will be interested in that for sure.
Yeah. So we start Thursday afternoon, and we leave Sunday.
Okay. I love
Awesome.
that. It's a
Yeah.
full experience.
Yeah, and it's just different from coming into the clinic because, as moms, you come into the clinic, you have this experience, and then you go home, there's kids.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. And
You have dinner to eat.
and you're like out of it.
Yeah. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah. Literally.
It's so peaceful.
You can't do this. Yeah.
So they get to be in that experience and to have chefs wait on them and just
That sounds amazing.
It does.
so you really get to integrate the experience. You're not like going back to work. You're not going home to be a mom. So
Yeah.
you just really get to spend that time on yourself.
I love that. That's so necessary because we, as moms, don't really pour into ourselves as much as we should, typically, So allowing the space and the time for these women to just like for me to go and just be like, oh, I'm just Brecken. I'm not a mom. I'm not a wife. Obviously I am that. But in that moment, I can just be me. And we need that. That's essential.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful that you're giving that to people.
Yes. And then how can our listeners find you? On Instagram, your website? What is your Instagram?
Yeah. So my personal Instagram is Molly Thankful. That's
Okay.
the middle.
Which that's your
I'm
middle name?
I didn't know that.
I just thought, I was like, oh,
I know, I was like,
Molly
she's so
Thankful.
cute. Yeah.
She's magnetic.
So at Molly Thankful.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
So that's where I just love to talk about healing. And then the clinic is Arizona Wellness Center.
Yeah.
And we have the website that's on there as well to schedule an appointment. And then the retreat is the Rewire Experience.
And you post about that on your clinic page or your personal page or both?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. So just give her a follow, people.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you
learn
for
more
coming
there.
on,
Thank
Molly.
you.
You're amazing.
You are the best. We love you so much. And we know that everybody will love you
Yeah.
just as much.
Yeah.
Love the ripple effect you guys are having in the healing space. So thank you.
It's been fun.
Same.
Yeah.
Mirror,
for
mirror.
real. Mirror, mirror.
That was the theme of this week.
So true.
I love it. Well, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. We hope that you felt seen, heard, and maybe even a little empowered. If you loved today's combo, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your girls.
Let's keep this Soul Tide community growing. Until next time, stay true, stay bold, and most importantly,
Stay you. Love you. Mean it. Bye.